So I'm going to hit you with some handouts real quick. So here's my disclaimer that I show to all the players. All right. A Song of Ice and Fire is a complex narrative where bad things happen to good people. As a GM, I reserve the right to play within the style and tone of the novels. Perils that might befall your character are done not out of willingness to defeat the player, but instead help create a story that will expand upon the universe that we are creating within the works of George R.R. Martin. Please know that I respect my players, and I'm very thankful for everyone that takes the time, their busy lives, to help me play this game and create our stories. If one of your characters experiences the horrors of A Song of Ice and Fire firsthand, please know that I do it with admiration for you as a player and believe you can handle it as an adult and for the good of the story. As a GM, I will try to be fair and will never bend the rules for my benefit. That being said, I do not want to spend all session with my head in the book, and so if there are rules disputes, I will rule for the session and we can look it up later. I want to keep our games as fast-paced as possible and but still allow for role play between the characters and with our story. Okay, so if
totally agree with that. As long as my character is not harmed in any way. Just kidding.
All right.
I actually had to copy paste that and post it for Pathfinder group.
Yeah, I'd show it to everyone. All right, so this is for the tutorial. So welcome to the Shattered Kingdoms. This game is a Song of Ice and Fire tutorial written by me. This game session is meant for you to gain a better understanding of a Song of Ice and Fire role-playing game system and the Intrigue house rules developed by me. This game will not touch on the overarching Shattered Kingdoms theme, but hopefully you will have an understanding or understand more about how the Shattered Kingdoms GMs run their game, which is currently just me. If you still have a desire to play, which I hope you do, after the game, please speak with me, and we will get you into a game as soon as possible. Also know that Blades and Blasters, which is our Discord server, the overall group Shattered Kingdoms belongs to is seeking players for other game systems as well. So if you have an interest in any of those games, just let me know as well. Okay? All right, so let's get to the game here. All right. Your characters have reached your 18th name day, or thereabouts. It was time to make a name for yourself and your small tribe. Your tribe lives near White Tree, and although you have been spared some of the worst of winter, your tribe still vie with other free folk, animals, and the elements for survival. Your tribe elder, a man named Gar, has summoned you for what you know is to be your last step before being considered a man among your people. Okay, so you sit in this large hut with various people coming and going. And there is a feast. That feast has been planned for a few weeks. Those of the tribe that are nearing or have just passed their 18th birthday are to be honored with a large send-off. It was time for them to make their way in the world. A large hut filled with smoke as elk was cooked and various vegetables were boiled. It would be the best you ate in some time. The coming-of-age feast was a great celebration for your tribe. Gar, your chieftain, walks about and speaks to those of import. You knew soon he would come to you and after the feast send you away on your great task. So feel free to describe what you're doing in the feast as people are making merry.
So Wrath would be looking for the biggest piece of whatever, like I assume it's like large, like just meat on bone.
Yep, there's elk there.
Yeah, so he's going to grab the largest piece he can and just start chomping away at it.
I asked the others around me, so what is it we have to do? You're of age. Tell me. What will Gar require of us?
And you're speaking.
What do you think, Raph?
So I'm not I don't think I heard a word that he said.
What do you think Gar's going to make us do?
Who
Sit down at
knows?
meat and yes.
Who knows what he'll make us do? Probably some great task. Earn me some glory.
By the gods, I'm not going over that wall. He can't make me.
Ah, but the wall is the best part.
We shall see.
So you.
I don't eat very much. I'm nervous.
Okay.
I'm not nervous.
I don't mind killing a bear, but going over that wall, no.
So as you talk, the festivities continue, and eventually Gar does approach you, and as you look around, you realize, and you know this already, just being a member of your tribe, that you two are the only two of your age currently. And so you will be given the task. Sometimes it is different. Sometimes it is going over the wall, as Corgan had talked about. Sometimes it's going deeper into the lands of always winter. So you really don't know what it's going to be necessarily. So Gar approaches you and places his hands on the table and kind of rattles it as the table legs are not exactly even, and it shifts the tankard of ale before you, and he looks down at you and he says, "It is time. This feast is for you. Drink, be merry, for tomorrow you will depart these lands."
Well, if that's an order, then I'm glad to obey.
And Gar looks at Corgan and he's like, "An order?" He's like, "You can stay here." And he just like shakes his head and he's like, "Do you want to weave? What is it you want to do?"
Anything, my chief, except the wall. I'll fight bear. I'll fight Shadowcat, even a white, by the gods, but the wall is too high.
And Gar looks at Wrath and back to you and he says, "So you've decided what you're going to do then. You will be going to the wall. There's men. Fear is not a thing. Fear takes us all, but we overcome it. That is how we are strong. Prove this, and you will live among us as a hero. Otherwise, well," and he just like shakes his head.
So Raph will then yell with his ale in the air, "Then we shall be heroes."
And Gar nods to Wrath and then looks back at Corrigan and he's like, "So, do you wish to sit here and be, well, nothing? Or do you wish to prove yourself a man?"
Well, when I fall and die, at least I'll know for those 5 seconds I'm a man.
And Gar chuckles and he's like, "Aye." He's like, "Many fall, many die, but those that complete their task live on through song." And so he nods and he's like, "I have something for you, but I will only give it to one."
Raph will stand and say, "I want it."
He's like, "Do you?" And he looks at Corrigan. He's like, "I will give it to who I think is most likely to survive. When I was your age, I did the same. Scaled the wall. Went to the kneelers. Stole a wife. Ha! She died on her first child. Narrow hips. Kneelers." And he just like shakes his head. And he's like, "But my climbing gear is superior to anyone else's in the tribe. Who should get it?" He looks at Corrigan. He's like, "You seem fretting at the obstacle in front of you, so perhaps you should take it. But let us see who wills it the most. Tell me your reasons, and I shall give it to who I think deserves it best."
So, being a great climber, or with great confidence in his climbing abilities, Wrath is actually going to say, climbing gear? I have no need for climbing gear. I will scale that wall on my own. Or no need for your climbing gear.
Mm-hmm.
Give it to the scared fellow.
Without fear, there can be no bravery. I'll take the climbing gear.
Okay, and even though Wrath says that he doesn't want it, he looks at Corrigan and he's like, perhaps I should keep it back for myself. And so this is a part of the tutorial, and it's an intrigue, right? So you're trying to intrigue Gar to get the climbing gear. Now, you can both try to convince him to give it to Corrigan or to yourselves, right? Doesn't matter. So the way we'll do this is, so this is a what I call a medium intrigue. So there's a full intrigue by the rules of the book, 100%, which is essentially exactly like a combat. Since that is quite long, I don't typically do those. And I don't do them when one party... so at the intrigue rules as written, both parties are trying to get something from each other. Now it seems silly because that's not always the case, right? And so in this case, that is true. Gar doesn't want anything from you, but you want something from Gar, maybe. So what we'll do is we're going to do a medium intrigue, which means essentially that he does not intrigue you, and I get rid of all dispositions. So dispositions in the intrigue system of Song of Ice and Fire are essentially armor, and it's basically how well you like someone or dislike them. And that depends on if you're using a deception or persuasion. Okay, so what you can do, what normally happens is you roll, now the very basic, okay, the very basic thing to do is called an influence. So influence is you're trying to beat his intrigue defense and do damage to his composure based on whatever type of intrigue maneuver you're doing. Okay, so that would be like if you're trying to charm him, if you're trying to convince him, bargain, seduce, intimidate. Those are your persuasions. Deception is bluff, act, and there's a couple other ones I don't remember off the top of my head, but. So if you look at the intrigue section, if you want, if not, I will just select something based on your role play and have you roll based on that skill. When you role play, I will make you roll based on what your role play dictates. So if you're aggressive with him and you're like, trying to intimidate him, for instance, and you say, well, I want to use charm, I'll be like, no, dude, roll intimidate, even if that's not a good skill for you.
Right.
So I go based on the role play that you do, right? So you both can try to convince him to give him to Corrigan. That's fine. So what you need to do, the way I've set this up is, okay, so you have to beat his composure in 3 rounds, okay? So that means if you look at the intrigue chapter and you look at, say, this would be page 146. It's your techniques. So your techniques have an influence part of the technique. So that's what you are actually... that is what the damage is. So say you did a bargain, okay? You roll your bargain, which is a persuasion specialty, and the damage versus composure is your cunning rank, okay? If you did a deception part of bargain, say, so if you're lying to him, say, well, I'll give you 100 gold if you give me this, and you're lying, then I would make you roll bluff. That's why you'll often hear me say, are you lying or are you telling me the truth? And I won't let you go back on it because otherwise I would make you roll something else. So go ahead and feel free in any order you want to role play and then choose which technique you want to use.
Did you say his disposition is...
His disposition is 0. I don't use dispositions for medium intrigues, only full intrigues.
Okay.
Typically.
Right. you want to go, Raph, or do you decide you want the climbing gear or no?
No, I would help you with it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, he can
well,
do that. Mm-hmm.
now, out of character, real quick, climbing is based on
Athletics.
That's an athletics.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's your athletics, Raph?
4.
Mine too. So.
Do you have specialty dice for climbing?
Yes, I have 1 in climb.
Okay, I do not. So.
Okay, so it makes sense that you're trying to get him and I don't really care about the stats. You know, you've role played that you're scared of this, and that's completely fine. So let's go with that.
I probably, if I tried to respond to him with something to the effect that, you know, he was planning on giving this gear to us anyway, and something along the effect of how good of a chief would he look like if he didn't give us the gear and both of us went up and died, you know, 2 strong boys coming to manhood who could be a benefit to the tribe. You know, I kind of respond that way.
Okay. So that would probably be, in my view, a convince, right? So what you would do is you're going to roll your persuasion convince. So if on your sheet, you can do that very easily by opening up your character sheet and then going to persuasion, and if you have specialties for it, you can expand it and click the convince. You don't, so just click the persuasion. Okay, 15, very good. So just because this is a tutorial, I'll tell you his intrigue defense is 10. Okay, so you beat his intrigue defense, and that's 2 degrees of success. There is a table on like page 45. Do I have that memorized still? Let's find out.
Well, why is that 2 degrees of success?
I'm going to tell you. So it is not 45. Let's see. What is it?
The more you beat the check by, right, the more degrees of success.
That is true. There is a table that says specifically how it is, but I can just tell you what it is.
I mean, is it every 3 points or?
Nope. So if you just beat it or match it, that's 1 degree of success. If you beat it by more than 4, so basically the way it works is up to 5 is 1, 5 to 9 is 2, 10 to 14 is 3, and 15 plus is 4. Okay, that's exactly what it is. So here he has 10, so you beat it by 5. That's a 2 degree of success. So that's pretty good. So you beat him by 2 degrees of success. So what we do is we look in the intrigue to see, you did a convince, and see what your influence score is for that. Okay, so if I wouldn't have switched away, so that should be page. All right, so techniques, convince, it's your will rank. So what we would do is we're going to look at your will, okay, and your will is 3.
3.
So he takes 6 composure damage, okay? So I'm not going to tell you what his composure is, because that might change what Wrath says. But so he took 6 composure damage of whatever composure he had.
If I had just 1 degree of success, he would have taken 3.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. So he hears your what you say to him, and he nods, and he's like, perhaps, but I don't want them to be lost in the snow if you fall over. And he's like, you seem very shaky about making this climb. So what does Wrath say to try to convince him?
So when he says that, Wrath's gonna say, don't worry about him making it to the wall. I'll get him to the wall. He just needs a little assistance making it over the wall.
Okay. So that seems like a convince to me as well. So at any time you think it's different than that, you can tell me. But so a 6 fails. So
you have it. Oh, you just have a 2 in that?
Yeah, I don't have any kind of like.
All right.
So
talking.
that was 1 round. Okay. So you have 3 rounds to complete this. So basically to that he's like, I'm talking about him climbing. If he falls off and he is buried in the snow, which he will be, and destroys the climbing gear, I will never see it again. For when I have to climb to get to the other side in our great war that is surely to come in our lifetimes. So now we're in the next round, and so it would be Corgan's turn.
Just because I don't climb the wall doesn't mean I'm not good at climbing. I can climb fine. That's a bluff. So, I wrote deception.
So you don't believe you can climb fine?
No, I don't believe I can climb fine. No.
That's fine. So you're going to.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yep. So that is bluff.
Yeah.
So
okay.
So what we would take. So that's the. Let's see. So that would be to me, that's a convince, but in the deception part of a convince is an act. So you would roll deception act if you had it. Bluff would be for bargain. Insight could be intimidate.
Oh, bluff doesn't go under deception?
It does. So the way it works, okay. So each thing, because what you're telling me, the way it's stated is kind of the same, right? It's just if you believe it or not. So you just told him that you thought you're a good climber and that would get you through. Even though you don't believe that, that's fine. So what I do is I look at the convince technique and I see that the deception specialty for convince is act, not bluff. So what you would do is you're going to roll your deception and any act specialties you have. Now, if you wanted to use bluff because you have a better bluff, you could say something like, if you give me this climbing gear, when I bring back my spoils, I'll give you half of it. Something like that. Even if you don't intend to do that, right? That would be a bluff. Because some techniques use bluff and some use act. Convince is really the only one that uses act. But so for what you said, charm also uses act. So you would roll deception act.
No, I don't have act. So
that's fine. So you just
then.
Just hit deception. So 11, 1 degree of success. So he takes 3, and so that is enough to defeat him. So he had 9 composure because he had 3 will. That's based on your will. So he nods and he's like, "Very well then," and he walks kind of over to a table and grabs a set of crampons and picks. And he rope, and he comes over to the table and tosses them on the table, and he's like, "Ha!" He's like, "It'll be a grand adventure. If you see any crows, make sure to kill them." And he smiles, and he's like, "If you make it back here, we'll sing your deeds." And he basically is like, "Drink tonight, and tomorrow at first light, be on your way."
Yes, Chief. But, Chief, before you go, how do we get back over?
He's like, "Ha! You climb. You'll have to make the climb twice." So,
God.
Yeah, as your characters know, obviously, White Tree is basically right in the middle. So there's no way of going around. You can't take a boat. You can't, skirt the wall, because there are places you can do that, but not from here. You got to climb back over. Okay, so
Very well.
Feel free to role play before whatever you want to at this point.
Thank you, Raph. You may have saved my life already.
Like, don't worry about that wall. We'll make it over easy enough.
What are you going to do?
The crows we got to worry about.
I could care less about the crows. So are you stand to stay here? Feast? Drink?
I will eat and drink until I fall asleep.
Okay.
Very well.
So you both eat and drink to excess. So let's go ahead and roll, and this is actually not planned, but this is why I like role-playing games. Why don't you roll endurance stamina versus a TN9. Whoever fails has a hangover the next day and has a -1 to all the rolls. Basically an injury.
Oh.
So no, that's fine.
So stamina's under endurance. I didn't get
it. Is. If you don't have stamina, that's fine.
Yeah.
So, so basically, you drink, you eat, and you both wake up, and you're feeling good that you're 18 years old because you don't have a hangover. You drink some more ale, hair of the dog, and you're ready to head out.
Raph, wake.
Yeah.
Wake up. Listen, I had a strange dream last night. Gar, Chief, came to me in my dream and said that you and I must go over the wall.
I don't think that was a dream, sir. I believe that actually happened. As it
Really, it must have been a dream. And I look down and I've already got the crampons on my feet from last night. So I realize it's not a dream. I sigh and take start packing up the gear, take the crampons off. And I assume we have packs and things like that, right?
Yep, your gear.
Okay.
Round it up. All right.
So Wrath will round his gear up and wait for Kroger to be ready.
What weapons are you taking?
He'll just grab his axe and say, "This is all I need."
That's it?
Yep.
Well, I'll take some for both of us. And I put in strap on my hunting bow and hand axe and the battle axe.
Okay. All good. So you basically...
and the arrows.
Yep. You're given some, dried meats to go with you. Not a whole bunch. And you're on your way. You make your way through the snow due south. And in about 6 hours of uneventful travel, you come to... the woods that you know is basically what separates the wall from the north, or the lands north of the wall. Okay, so, 1 second. So 700 feet high, 100 leagues long. The wall has long been the bane of the free folk in their attempt to migrate south. The crows that guarded it were nothing, but the wall itself was massive, and kept all but the strongest and most agile from the southern lands for the most part. Some free folk took boats from Hardhome and other areas, but for those in the inland, there was only one way. A man must go up and over. Here you stood in the tree line that the crows tried to keep cut back, looking up at something that you could barely see the top of in the clouds, preparing to climb it with little more than simple climbing gear. This was how manhood was proven. So feel free to roleplay your reactions.
So
Right.
Wrath is just going to stare at the wall, not realizing exactly how big it was. And he's going to feel a moment of a little worry as he says to Krogan, maybe I should have taken the climbing gear.
He said, we've seen the wall before, but look at it. Has it not grown? It's higher. It's higher than it used to be.
That's kind of how I feel. Maybe they've added? Don't worry about it. We have to climb it regardless.
Are you sure you don't want this gear? I mean, I'm such a bad climber. It might not help me anyway.
You earned it. We succeed together, or one of us falls.
Do you wish to dice for it? Trust the luck of the gods?
I mean, I guess we could rock, paper, scissors for it.
You probably have like some bones that are essentially dice in the north.
Right.
You could throw some finger bones, something like that. So if you actually want to gamble for it, we could do that.
Yeah, let's do it. That sounds cool.
So you're going to.
Or just type. Oh, never mind. We can't do it at the exact same time. Or we could do rock, scissors, paper, and type it, but it won't work.
Let's just, even though this is complete luck, if you were doing some sort of gambling like poker or chevase, perhaps, you would use either cunning or warfare. In this case, let's use cunning. So why don't you both use cunning? Yeah, let's just do cunning. Base to cunning, and whoever has the highest rolls the best. So
is yours 3 as well, Brad?
No, just 2.
Oh, I didn't want it to be fair. You're going to beat me anyway.
Well, he rolled 2 6s.
Yep, there you go.
So you both roll your set of bones, and the configuration that lands on Wrath's side is a little bit better than Wrath's. And so, Wrath's side's a little bit better than Corgan's, and so he wins as far as that goes.
Here you go, Wrath. Of course, this means since you had the gear now, you go first.
I see the plan. Yeah. Okay. Just
drop a long rope down when you're up there.
Yeah, you don't have a 700-foot rope.
Right.
All right, so you approach this monstrosity of ice, and there's no sign of any crow or anything except this just massive sheet of ice in front of you. And you rear back and start putting your picks into them and start the climb. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a skill challenge, obviously. So Wrath has the best, or he has the climbing gear, so he gets a +1 to all his rolls. So this skill challenge encompasses 5 rounds. Each round, potentially, the rolls get harder, or the target number gets higher, I should say. So round 1 and 2, I'll just tell you, your target number is 6. Okay, round 3 and 4, your target number is 9. Round 5, your target number is 12. And there are different. They're different. What's the word I'm looking for? If you fall, different things happen at different stages. Obviously. Okay. So why don't you both go ahead and give me a roll? Athletics climb with a +1 to Corrigan's roll. If you didn't put it in, that's fine. We'll just add it.
Wrath, you mean?
Wrath.
Yeah, Wrath.
Yeah.
Well, Wrath gets +2. Oh, well, never mind.
So I just clicked the on my climb. I just clicked the die next to climb.
And that's fine.
Great, right?
So you have 20. Yep, that is fine. So the first.
Wrath, I'm keeping up with you.
Yep. So the first 100 or so feet, you climb up, and there's no problem. You look beneath you, and it is a seriously long drop from here. But you can keep going, obviously. So go ahead and role play if you want as you're climbing.
Yeah, Wrath's just going to be like, good luck keeping up from here.
This is not so bad.
I didn't mean to press that.
First one over gets the Southern Princess.
My God, she is mine.
All right, so Wrath already rolled. So you continue up, and you go at about another 100 feet, and you're getting close to halfway up. And, it's a super long fall now. And the wind is whipping from left to right. And You're like shaking as you just kind of go up slower and slower now.
Now, let me ask you this. If this,
Sure.
I know we're just doing this in a tutorial
Yeah.
level, not a real. But if I was to follow directly underneath Wrath and use his kind of see where his handholds were, would that give me a bonus? Of course, I'd be risking myself. If he fell, I might get my
I might consider that. I might make you roll like awareness or something.
Yeah.
But I also
I'm not going to do that, though, because if he falls, we both die.
Yeah, in any situation like that, you have good ideas like that. I'm always willing to consider it. For this example, what I would do is I would make you roll an awareness, probably awareness notice to look at his handholds, and
Ooh,
if
I
you
gotta die from that.
I would give you probably a penalty to your next climbing roll because you're distracted, something like that.
Oh, we wouldn't want that.
Yeah, so that's kind of the way I do it. But if anytime you have an idea like that, please shoot it to me, and I'll tell you how I think it could work. I'm more than happy to entertain roles that you think work for you, or that are thematic, or that make sense. Right? So
Great.
Absolutely. So.
So we've done our second roll, and we're trying to beat a 9.
You're trying to beat a 9 now. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So this one will start with a 9. So you'll have 2 9s and a 12.
Oh. All right.
So an 18.
Wrath, I think your mother was a squirrel.
So although Wrath claims to be the better climber, you both go up at the same pace, and you are about 3/4 of the way done.
I got that 11 notes. Yeah, a little slower.
So yeah, you're about a couple body lengths away from each other, but you're both moving at a steady pace.
So Wrath's gonna yell down, "We're almost there. Keep it up."
Are you tired?
I am never tired.
Your guys would be exhausted.
Yeah.
No, he says that he's never tired, but you can tell, like,
right.
the look on his face is just
Bluff
like,
roll.
I'm fucking dead.
Yeah.
I'm not tired either. I'm fine.
All right.
Keep going.
Yeah, deception. So you believe
Don't
him
look
somehow. All right, let's see a couple more rolls.
Final push.
17.
Whoops, what did I do? Oh,
Uh-oh.
You
that was
passed.
a 9.
There's a 9 on that one.
Oh.
So you are
I just
going
flip a little.
higher and higher, and the wind at this point is just pushing you around something awful. Your hair is flowing in the breeze. Your hides are blowing everywhere. It's hard to see because of the wind. It's kicking up, ice dust and snow into your eyes, and your beards are covered with snow, and it's just freezing cold up this high. It's almost as cold as you've ever felt it, just being, this high in the air. But you're almost to the top. You can see it. It's just another 100 feet or so.
You need to put your wind sound effect on a loop.
Is it not on loop?
You gotta hit the check mark.
Yeah, it's not. Damn it.
I do that all the time. I'm like, what?
Oh, that's the only one that's not on loop. There you go.
Ooh, this made me shiver when I heard that.
All right, so here's your last rolls.
Ooh, was it a 12?
You got to get a 12, yeah.
Oh my God. Give it to me. Oh.
So at the last moment, you're kind of going, and Wrath has the top, and he puts his pickaxe and pulls himself over, and Corrigan slowly follows, and you guys are both on top of the wall.
Gods. If I see a crow, I'm going to kill the first one I see for putting up this god's damned wall.
There's much better reasons to kill crows than just this wall, but I agree.
What do we see up here? What is that? Which way now?
Alright, so you're on top of this wall that's probably about 100 feet thick. And one moment. So, as you get to the top of the wall, after a long, dangerous climb, you reach the top of the wall. The wind whips from the east and kicks up snow and flings it everywhere, making it difficult to see. The force of the gusts of wind almost push you off your feet as you fight to stay steady this high off the ground. Before you realize it, you hear voices of a troll coming in your direction.
Can I stealth?
Yes, so you can either stealth or you can fight. So you can try to sneak your way past this patrol, or you can just go right at them.
So I'll say to Corrigan, I say we hide and ambush these crows.
Hide behind what?
Yeah, there's not much to actually hide behind.
Let's see. Well, what's this stuff?
I mean, you can hide behind them, but yeah, you could hide. You can hide, or you could just try to sneak to the other side of the wall and start making your way down.
Well, where's the patrol at? I don't even see.
Yeah, okay, so they would be coming from. You hear them
where
from
do we hear
this
them
way?
from?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The other side
And
of the wall.
What's this?
That is basically the elevator down.
Okay.
Yeah, just suspend your disbelief, I guess.
Yeah.
So that stuff's not actually there.
Yeah, it's just No.
Well, it could be a old partial stair from one of the other.
So I guess I want to sneak to the edge of where I hear them, to where they don't know I'm here, and then as soon as they turn the corner, swing if I can.
So you're sneaking with the intent on ambushing them, or sneaking with the intent on going to the other side unseen?
Wait, Raph, what weapon did you bring?
My axe, large axe, great axe, whatever.
Oh, is it a two-hander?
Yeah.
Okay, because I got a bow. Can we use awareness to figure out how many there are, maybe?
Sure. I'll let you do that. So how about you do awareness versus target number 9? You can both roll, and I will let you know how many there are if you pass.
Okay.
Well, so one of you passed. So there are 3 of them. One has what appears to be a crossbow, and 2 have swords and shields.
Okay.
And just 1 second, I'll just.
So I'll ask, do we ambush or do we hide?
I'm good with the bow. If I could get 1, maybe 2.
All right. So
when they run at me, maybe you hide, and when they go past, kill them with the axe. I will make myself a target.
Okay. Lure them to you, and I shall kill them. Take out the marksman first.
Is there snow on top of the wall? Fresh snow?
Oh yeah, there's snow and ice everywhere.
So I'm gonna try to hide, bury myself in snow.
I help put some snow on him.
Okay, that's fine.
So
where do you want to position yourself? You can position yourself over here. Down
I want to be as
here.
far away from them as possible.
Right. So you could stay where you are, and Wrath could move this away or wherever he feels he should.
Is this a cover right here?
It could be.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna
Do I need to
And
roll
we do.
sneak or stealth or whatever?
Yeah, you'll both roll. Yeah, so let's do Wrath rolling stealth slash. What is it? I have this. Sneak. Yep, stealth slash sneak. Blah.
Did I get a sneak? I think I did.
You don't have to, but
No, I didn't.
so they roll their awareness. Okay, so they do not see you, and they move forward. So you let me know where they're going to move towards you, and you let me know when you want to act. So
As soon as I get a clear shot at the before he even moved, I wanted to try to shoot at the
okay,
crossbow.
you can definitely do that.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead and was he there? Well, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Ship.
Yeah, you can shoot him from there. It's fine. I know that's
Okay,
not the
and-
exact placement. It doesn't matter. So, and you can shoot. So 12, you're shooting towards the crossbowman, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you shoot towards the crossbowman, and a 12. So I'll the way this is going to work, I'm going to discuss everything, right? So just so you know. So he has a combat defense of 7. You shot with a 12. That means you hit at a 5, which is 2 degrees of success, right? So what's your damage on your bow? It's a hunting bow, so I think it's probably your agility. Whatever your agility is what the damage is.
Just straight agility.
Well, it should be in your combat sheet. I think I've updated that for everybody, what it is. So if you look in your combat sheet, you should see your weapon, and then you should see damage part of that weapon.
I don't see a damage.
So, okay, so if you're down, yeah, you should. So if you scroll down to, like...
Yep, never mind. Yep, I found it.
Okay.
Scroll down where?
So if I'm looking at your sheet, and I'm on the combat tab, right? If you scroll all the way to the bottom on the right, where it says weapons, you see your hunting bow.
Oh shit! God, there it is. Sorry.
So your damage is 3. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's because your agility is 3. So you did 3 damage. So you did 2 degrees of success on 3 damage. That's 6 damage. Okay. What I'm gonna do is you did 6 damage. I look at his armor. Okay, and so
right.
I will subtract his armor from your damage. His armor rating is 5. It's a chainmail, so you do 1 damage to him. Okay.
Okay.
So you do 1 damage. That I'm going to mark off his red bar. So he has 9 damage. You did 1. So you shoot across the wall there and hit the guy in the arm. And he flinches, and he looks upon you and sees, and they start to move. Now, they don't see Wrath, but what we're going to do is we're going to roll initiative.
Okay. Before he does that, do I still get a lesser action to move?
Okay, so
No.
yes, you definitely can. You can do that, or you could have done a lesser action to aim and shoot.
Okay.
Which would have gave you an extra bonus die.
Right.
So if you want to re-roll with an aim to kind of see how it affects your shot, you can. If you want to do
I
that,
think I'll
that's
just take what I rolled since it's already happened, and I want to use my movement.
You can
How far can people normally move? How many
4
squares?
squares. 4 yards.
If they,
The-
and then I'll also have another lesser move on top of the 4 squares.
No, you have a movement is a lesser action. So
Right.
your lesser action in this case was shoot, and another lesser action would be to move. So
Okay.
the one rule with lesser actions to keep in mind is you can never do the same lesser action in the same turn. So you can't attack. You can't move.
Right.
Right? You can't.
Oh,
do
you
that.
can't?
No, you cannot do that.
So you can't. How do you sprint or something?
There's a greater action called sprint.
Okay.
So a greater action takes both your lesser actions,
All right.
basically. So if you want to attack twice, like with 2-handed weapons, you do a greater action. If you want to sprint, you do a greater action. But you can never do like attack. You can't do move. It just you can't do that. You can do interact if you want, but that's the only one.
All right. Well, I'm going to use my lesser action left to to try to, if this is covered, to move behind this pillar so you can't get a snapshot off.
Yep, we can do that.
And then we got to roll initiative, right?
Yep. So that's your free. You get a free one, and then Wrath will get a free one out. Like he basically right now, if you look in the combat section, he has the counterattack action, which basically lets him interrupt an attack. Usually you can't do that with the action, but since you succeeded in your ambush rolls, basically your stealth rolls, it will go in a different part of his initiative. Right? It won't be a part of his initiative. Right? So to roll initiative, what you do is it's agility quickness. So if you have quickness, roll the quickness. If not, it's just agility, and you subtract your armor penalty.
Ooh. So I got a 10, I guess.
So the crossbowmen, they have chain. So that's -2. Okay, so bear with me while I set this up quick. Enter.
19.
Yep. So he rolled what? He rolled a 9. 7 for him. 19, you said?
Yep, for Wrath.
Okay. And, okay, so a 10 for Corrigan?
Corrigan.
I'm going to have to move your token for 2 seconds. That's what I hate about
Yeah.
if you're off the screen.
So
Never touch a wildling's token.
Yeah.
I'll be able, when they get near me, I'll be able to do an attack because that's my counter attack, and then do my turn, even if it's not my turn.
Your turn, you can have a counter. You can have 2 counterattacks.
Well, so my question was, I'm hiding already, right? But it's
Right.
going to be my turn first.
Right.
You're
so
kind of like delaying, are you not?
you
Are
can delay
delaying
too.
something?
Yep, you can delay.
So then, okay, then yeah.
Let me roll for this guy because this is kind of off the cuff, and sometimes I have to do that because the rules don't make enough sense, right? So you kind of got to be flexible. So I try.
Well, sure, yeah. Are there bonuses for attacking when the opponent is unaware of you, like out of stealth or something?
Like advantage or whatever in other systems.
Yes, there is. Oops. But we're gonna yeah, there are. I don't want to get into that right now though, just because
That's fine. Yeah.
Basics. So Wrath, so what you can do, you can delay, and we'll just keep in. So you're gonna do a counterattack, then you can do your action. Okay, when they get there. So
I can delay for my counterattack, and then I can do my action.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So then, yeah.
Corrigan, you're up again.
Oh, did you get the third guy in there
No.
for initiative?
Yeah, I was just going to do them together, but I'll just do it.
Yeah, that's all right.
Because the problem is when you delete a token, it doesn't work right. I'll just do it.
Whatever. As long as one of these guys is not Jon Snow.
No. No, he's not. Well, he is awful. Okay, go ahead.
Now, can you move, attack, and move?
No. So you
Okay,
can.
so it's like Pathfinder. Yeah.
So you have 2 lesser actions or a greater action. So you can attack and move, or move and attack. It doesn't matter what order you do it in, at all.
Right.
Right. But you just have 2 lesser actions. There are advanced rules called fatigue. We're not getting into those, and I don't use them anyway, so it doesn't matter. That will give you an extra lesser action. So basically, what you can do from here, you can move, you could attack, you could aim, you could attack, you could move. So, or you could do a greater action.
But can I aim and shoot from just kind of leaning out from the cover?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, that's what I wanted to do. Right. So, who's the? I I guess I'll go for the crossbowman again. I got a feeling. So this should be +2, I guess, because of a greater action with the aim. 14.
And so,
right?
An aim is so let's back up. So that's not exactly what an aim does. So an aim gives you an extra bonus die. So basically,
okay.
So go ahead and roll a 1d6. So you got 6. So that greatly improved your roll. So instead of a 12, you just got a 16. Okay, so basically you kept the same die, but you rolled one more. So basically your 6 goes in the front, it pushes everything to the right if you highlight over the right and look at it that way. So that's what an aim does. It gives you extra bonus die.
So I got 15?
You got a 16. Because it's... Oh, no, you're right. You got a 15. Yep.
Okay.
Because you kept a 3.
All right.
So, yes, you got a 15. So basically there's no way on the sheet to... give yourself a bonus die. You have to do it manually.
Right.
Any kind of alternate thing you have to do manually. It's whatever. But okay, so you get a 15. I believe I said his defense was a 7. So that is 2 degrees of success still. So he takes 1 damage. Does that make sense? 2 degrees of success is 6 minus 5 equals 1.
Okay. Yep.
Shouldn't that have gone up to 3 degrees though? Because it was an 18.
15.
Oh, okay.
15 versus 7. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But if it was above, if it was a 10 or above, then yeah. All right. So they get shot, and this guy is going to sprint. So sprint, he gets to move 12 squares. So basically that puts him about like right here, let's just say, just for brevity. And
So
That is fucking kneecap off.
so now you can act with your ambush maneuver first. So 13. So why do I keep closing this character sheet? Okay. So he has 8 defense with his shield. You rolled a 13. That's 2 degrees of success. What's your damage?
It is 4.
4. So that's 8. And so so it'd be 8 minus 5. So he takes 3 damage. Okay.
So can I just roll under weapon and click that roll, or do I have to do it under like fighting axes?
Either way.
Like that's the same thing.
It should be.
Yeah, it looks the same.
Yeah, it's
3D
the same.
key. Yep, it is the same. Yep.
So, but the only thing is, so if you're doing your delay action right now, which I assume you are, you can do an aim too. So you can roll an extra.
Yeah, I
D6.
was just seeing if that worked.
Yeah.
So I can do but I can greater action to just attack twice.
No, that is.
I thought that's what you said.
Well, there is a greater action where you can attack twice, but you have to have 2 weapons. You can't just hack.
Yeah.
So what you can do with a greater action, you can do a lot of things, but really, you can just aim and attack too, which is always good.
Is this a long axe? The big giant?
Yeah, it's like a 2-handed great axe.
Don't you do more damage than that? I mean,
4.
A great axe?
Yeah, doesn't it cut through armor or something? Let me see. Well, you would know.
I don't know off the top of my
I
head.
thought it had some special
I think it has powerful.
long axe. Is that what you have?
He put it down as great axe.
Oh, that's. Oh. Pretty great.
Well, I don't know. That's what you put.
Yeah, I guess maybe I might have put that.
Yeah. So there's a battle axe or there's a long axe. If it's a long axe, well,
it would be whatever the bigger one.
Yeah, it's a long axe.
Well, let's keep it a battle
Unless
axe.
I can't have that.
You could have it, but the problem is long axe adds a lot of difficulties because it has training, which means you roll one less die. Let's just keep it a battle axe for now, just for simplicity.
All right.
Alright.
And that's still 4 damage, though, right?
Yeah, it's still 4 damage. So yeah, everything's correct. Yep. So you hack into him, and so you can actually roll it. You can do now. You can do your turn. So
I'll aim. So if I aim, how do I add? I'll just do /roll.
Yeah, /roll, and then let's see. You're rolling. It looks like you're rolling 5d6. Keep 3. Normally, right? Is that right? You have 3 fighting.
Yeah, I have 3 fighting and 2 axes.
Yeah. So you're gonna roll 6d6. Keep 3 instead.
Does he get any bonus for using 2 hands on the axe instead of 1?
No. Not unless it has powerful.
Oh, okay.
14. Let's see. 14 versus. Oh, I'm sorry. You did use it 2-handed. You do. So if you do, you have a shield.
No, I use 2. I just swing the axe.
You'll
as
get
hard as I
+2
can.
damage. You'll get +2.
He didn't carry any food or anything. He just got his axe and that's it. He started climbing.
So yeah, you get +2 damage. Let's see here. Okay.
So that first one should have been
2 more. It's 4 more because you had 2 degrees of
so 4
success.
total. Yeah.
So yeah. 4,
so they both
4
had
more.
2 degrees of success. So that's
So
8 total.
So he's down to 2, and then this one. So it's a 14. Let's see where. God, I keep closing this guy's sheet. I don't know why.
I do that all the time.
I do it too. So his 8. So this is 2 degrees of success. So basically, your second attack. How do you kill him? Because he's dead.
Yes.
So as he dies and the blood splatters all over the ground, I'm just gonna stick my axe out at the other 2 that are still alive and just like let out a primal scream.
Okay, cool.
Did he feel the wrath of Wrath? Sorry. Apologize.
That was the play on words.
Yeah. All right. So the crossbowman shoots towards the archer who's been shooting him. So since you're in cover, this is a little more than tutorial based, but what happens is you get +5 to your combat defense when you're in cover. So he's going to attack you, and your combat defense is going to be +5. So, okay. So I'm going to roll for him. He's going to aim. So he's going to get. Let me see. So he'll roll 66, keep 4 with his aim. 66, keep 4. So he rolled 17. So what's your combat defense +5?
12.
So that's only 1 degree of success. So he hit you for 4 damage. What's your armor hide?
Yeah, 5.
So he had a crossbow has pierce 1, which means you basically ignore 1 armor. But since it was 4 and 4, it doesn't get past your armor.
Woo! Sticks in the hide. Right.
Yep. So this guy, what's he gonna do?
And that was a greater action, so he can't.
Well, he aimed and shot, so it's a lesser. But
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
So
get either.
if I only have 2 in axes, I only keep 2 die, right?
No.
No.
Or you keep 3?
No,
Okay, never mind then.
You keep what your ability score is. You roll what your ability score plus your specialty
okay.
is. Yep.
All right.
Mm-hmm. So this guy is going to, just to make it simple, I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4. He doesn't want to expose himself, so he moves out slowly. So Wrath, you're up.
I wouldn't expose myself in this weather either.
He's supposed to be celibate. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So, for Wrath,
So that's technically as far as I can get right there, right?
yeah.
That's 4
But
squares.
I was gonna suggest the charge action for you.
Ooh.
So the charge action.
I was actually just about to ask if there was a function like that in this game.
So the charge action is a greater action. It I think it lets you get up to double your normal move, something like that. You'll be able to reach him. And here's the penalty. Here's the trade-off, right? You get to move further. You get +2 on your damage for your charge, but you roll 1 less, or you keep 1 less die. So it's harder to hit, but if you hit, it will hurt him a lot more.
YOLO.
So if you want to move up there, what you would do is you're going to roll. So your normal roll is what? Your normal roll is
5d6, keep 3.
So you're going to roll. Yep.
Yeah.
5d6 keep 2. So you're going to do 5d6 keep 2. And you have to roll that manually. 7. I believe that's a miss. Yeah, so you charge at him and you swing and he brings his shield over his head and blocks it with his shield. You're up, John. He charged and missed, essentially.
Oh, no. So, does the crow he's facing have cover from me?
No.
Because Wrath is in the way?
I mean, I could give it, but no. No, he doesn't. Go ahead.
All right. I'm going to fire at the one Wrath is facing now.
Okay.
And I close my character sheet. Oh, no, there it is.
And make sure you aim if you want. So,
yeah.
you're going to roll manually and give yourself an extra rolled dice. 18. 3 degrees of success. Okay. Oh, you're adding on. Typically, I wouldn't do that, but it's fine.
Oh, well, I was
19 damage. It's
declared
fine.
I was going to aim. So.
But yeah. Usually, I would just do the slash roll because it's just whatever. But so that's 19. So that's still 3 degrees of success. So your damage is what? Is it 3? I think it is.
Yeah.
So he takes 3 damage.
Just 3?
Wait, okay.
Oh,
so,
yeah, that's right.
No.
One.
You did 9, so and he has no. You did 4.
Okay.
Yep. All right.
All right.
So the archer, we'll say, has to move to get in position to shoot Wrath, and he does. So he moved as one lesser action. His second action is going to be to shoot. Okay. So he makes some marksmanship rolls. Oh, freaking guy. Man, I'm ADD right now. Okay.
Ooh.
18. What's your combat defense?
So it's 9.
9. That's 2 degrees of success. So that's 8 damage with a pierce of 1. What's your armor rating? 5?
Yeah, so I take 3.
So
Or 4 because of the pierce.
So you'll take 4. So you'd be down to 8 out of 12. Now, so let's talk real quick about injuries and wounds. Normally, you guys have plenty of hit points, having 4 endurance or whatever. But at any time you take damage, you can take an injury or a wound. So an injury will negate as much damage as your endurance rank. So you would negate all 4 damage with an injury. Okay? And the bad part about an injury is you get a -1 to all your rolls until they're healed. Just a static -1. Now, say you take damage which is more than you have hit points for, so you would be defeated. You have to take a wound. So a wound will negate all damage you take, no matter what your endurance score, but you keep one less dice. But you keep 1 less die until it's healed.
On everything.
On everything. So say you
even mental stuff versus
everything. You're in pain, you're hurt. So let's say, for instance, normally you have fighting 4 and axes 1. So normally you roll 5, keep 4. If you had a wound, you would roll 5, keep 3, and that is a significant penalty. You can ask the Klansman from Monday's game how bad he had. 2 wounds and 3 injuries, so he was like screwed, totally screwed. So it's up to you if you want to take an injury or a wound. You don't need to at this point. You have 8, so...
Yeah, I'm sick where I am now.
Okay.
Long term, how long does it take to recover from an injury, and how long for a wound?
So technically, you have to roll for them. And now I was generous in the last game, letting them roll a day after it happened. Technically, it's a week in game time. when you get to roll for them. And then there's a table that says, have you been what's your activity level? Is it strenuous? Is it moderate, or is it low? So have you been laying in bed? Have you been fighting on the battlefield? Something in between, traveling. And for wounds, strenuous, you have to beat a 21. Now, that's either an endurance stamina roll or someone's healing roll. Okay, so you can heal on your own, or someone can heal you. Right? So it's 21, 15, 12 on wounds, and I think it's 12, 9, 15, 12, I don't know, something like that, right? There's a chart that says what you have to beat.
Okay.
But
Either way, it's really bad.
It's not easy, right? And it's the reason why it's hard for you to do it yourself is because if you are rolling endurance, you are affected by those wounds, right? So so if you have great endurance, like say the Klansman did, he had 6 endurance, right? So he's rolling 6 die and keeping 6 die normally to heal wounds, but he had 2 wounds, so he was rolling 6 die, keeping 4 minus 3. So it was really not that easy for him to.
Yeah, you're just exponentially.
Yeah, that's why it's good to have a healer, right? So a healer will come, a maester, whatever, and they have other tricks that they can do, boiled wine, blah blah blah, and come and heal you, right? So that's that. So that, yeah. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So this crow in front of Wrath is going to attack him with an aim. So let's see what he's got here. I think it's let's see, it's long bait. So yep. So we're going to do 6d6 keep 4. So normally he's 5d6 keep 4, but he aimed. So roll 6d6 keep 4. So 18. What's your combat defense? 8?
9.
9. So 2 degrees of success. So pretty much the exact same thing. So that's 4. But no, he doesn't have any pierce. So you're going to take 3 damage. You want to take a injury. You want to let it go through. One thing to note is hit points that you lose in a battle always replenish.
Yeah, we'll let that one go through as well.
Okay.
So I'm taking 7 total damage.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So is that risky for him right now?
Not really, because he has injuries and wounds still.
So, and above board, I know that, like, roughly how much damage they've been doing to me, so, like, I'm sure I can survive another attack.
All right.
And then take a wound, or not take a wound, take an injury. As long as they don't do, 5 damage to me, I can still take an injury.
And you can always take a wound. Wound is like, oh my god, they rolled amazing, I'll take a wound. It sucks, but you won't be defeated.
So at the very beginning of a fight, if you get, like, just wrecked right off the bat, instead of just taking that, you could just take a wound even though you had full HP. Yeah,
you could. Mm-hmm. You can take a wound at any time. Yeah, if somebody hits you, like, for, 20 damage, and say you're lightly armored, your character is, or whatever, and you can't soak very much of it, yeah. Yep, so you're up again.
If he just tried to run away, just turn around and sprint it back towards me, not that he's going.
No,
but is there an attack of opportunity in the situation?
No, there's not. No. Mm-hmm. No.
Okay.
Nope.
All right, so I'll aim and ask this guy a question.
Okay. So you're gonna want to roll.
Crap! I forgot to.
No, that's okay. Just roll your d6. It's all fine.
Or 2 hands, right?
No, he's rolling his aim right now.
Okay.
So that die didn't do anything. So,
didn't change.
So 15, and for some reason I can't remember what this guy is. I think it's 2 degrees of success. It is. So 2 degrees of success. I'm gonna have to look up that 2-handed rule because it's like bothering me, and for some reason I'm not gonna worry about it right now. But
yeah, because I saw there's several weapons that are, what do they call it, adaptable? Or?
Adaptable means you can use it in 1 or 2 hands. That's definitely what it means. But
because they wouldn't have that unless there was some benefit.
Well, there is. You can use a shield with it. That's the first thing. Shields are huge in this game.
But what's the benefit to 2-handing it?
Yeah.
That's right. And I think you get +2. But the only thing, oh, okay. Oh, it's actually +1. I just looked. It's not +2. Because when I said +2 earlier, I was like, man, that's as good as a charge.
That seems like a lot.
Yeah, it's +1. It's +1 damage.
Not +1 dice, just +1.
Yeah,
so I do
dice doesn't have anything to do with it. But
so technically, I do 5 per. I do 5
so you did
damage
10.
instead of 4.
So you did 10, or did you do 2 degrees of success? So
Yeah, 2 degrees.
So you did 10. His is he has chain, so it's -5. So that kills him.
What?
Yep, he had five hit points left, and you did 5.
Oh.
So
Wow.
yep, it's very deadly. And these guys don't have injuries or wounds, so it's.
Would they normally?
Mm-mm. No, they're mooks. Mooks don't usually have injuries or wounds. Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah, it's up to me who I give injuries and wounds to on the like NPC, like main NPCs. Knights I usually do things like that.
All right.
So he's dead.
All right, so I'll let out my second scream of the battle.
All right.
Does the crossbowman have cover for me?
No, go ahead, shoot him.
Okay.
Yeah, hunting bows suck. 22 is a very good roll though, and you get to roll your aim, right? So don't forget that. So roll an extra d6. You need to get a 6.
Ooh.
Oh, and you did it.
18.
So 23.
Or I mean, not 18. Yeah.
Yeah, you only beat because you rolled you kept a 6-6-5-5, so you had to roll 6.
Yeah.
So a 23 versus his is what? Oh, I think it's gonna be a good one. 23. Yep, that's 4 degrees of success. So that's 12 damage -5, so he takes 7, and that it will kill him. So go ahead and narrate how he dies.
So I'm gonna.
Well, that easier than climbing that fucking wall.
Crows are no match for us. And then as I say that, I'm gonna start searching through the 2 to see if there's anything. Actually, there's not gonna be.
No,
Yeah.
they have riches compared to us.
Yeah, if you think they had riches compared to you, is very, very mistaken. They have nothing.
No, they have iron swords.
Yeah, so do you. But yeah, they don't have really anything
Okay.
of anything
Yeah.
specific value. No.
Hey, Raph, think we should see if these crows can fly over the north side of the wall.
Okay.
You get me?
Yeah,
Grab the
so,
feet.
Grab some bodies and start chucking them over.
All right, so you whip the bodies over, and they just like plummet, and as they hit the ground, they just like sink and disappear into the snow.
Ah, too bad. Maybe springtime we can come back and show the chief.
He would be proud, as the rest of the clan would be.
Oh, you hurt.
So I'm healed now, though, right?
Yeah, you immediately gain all your hit points back after a battle. It's only wounds and injuries that stay with you.
Okay.
One thing to keep in mind, which people forget like crazy, and I forget too, is there is a greater action. It's called Catch Your Breath in combat. So Catch Your Breath allows you to regain your endurance rank full of hit points. So say you had 4 endurance, and you can just catch your breath, greater action, and gain 4 hit points.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yep. Because injuries and wounds is what you don't want. Those are the things. Like hit points don't matter really. Okay. So you walk to the edge of the south side of the wall and start heading down.
Oh, I was moving my guy.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
Alright, after successfully climbing the wall, the free folk make their way down the other side. Carefully, they navigate the south side of the wall. But after a couple hours, they find themselves on solid ground. They had done it. But now was the true test to steal something of a kneeler's and bring it back. First, they had to find someone to steal it from. So essentially, on your way south, you find this small, very small village, and you see random villagers walking to and fro. They don't see you from the distance. You're hidden behind a small grove of trees, watching. So go ahead and roleplay. Actually, I think
Do you think we look like them? Could we just walk in? They have no watchers, no guards.
I guess above board, do we look anything similar to what these peasants look like?
Not hugely unsimilar, but not exactly. I mean, they're probably they're probably small folk of the Umbers. Well, actually, not even. They're probably near Mole Town. So yeah, although they look pretty wild and stuff, not quite enough. They would view you with suspicion for sure.
But even if you were small folk of the Umbers, you would be larger than the normal small folk, right? Because you're never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So what do? We wait till nighttime, maybe.
Yes, I say we wait and see
Watch.
if people are carting in and out any kind of goods or something, and we can take something from them, or even maybe they're women.
How are we going to get a woman up and over the wall?
Women are easy to knock out, easy to carry. Tie to my back, carry over the wall.
Are you still drunk from last night?
Well, if my plan's not good, what's your plan?
Well, not carrying a woman over a wall. Maybe we have a short time with the woman and then go back over the wall. But
our task is to steal something and bring it back. We should bring back something glorious.
We gonna bring back one woman or two?
I don't know. Can you carry your woman?
Up one side of the ice and down the other?
Better
think
find a
so.
small one.
She'd have to be a child of the forest.
All children become adults.
Wait, what's this? Looks too big. Is that a castle?
No. There's no castle.
No.
There.
No, those are castles. That's the biggest
Biggest
longhouse
building
I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You'd think it was a castle.
Right.
No,
So-
seriously, out of character.
Yep.
You really think you could carry a resisting person back over the wall?
I mean,
If you knocked out like a 12-year-old, you could carry them over the wall.
yeah, it would be difficult.
less
I wouldn't
likely.
worry about it too much, but
Yeah.
yeah, you can try that. That's
If-
fine.
if-
Go ahead.
This is a campaign, I would. But sorry.
You're right. Yep, exactly.
Oh, I totally agree. If this was a campaign, I probably wouldn't try. But since it's a one-shot, I'm definitely going to try.
Well, fuck that. Get 3 wives then.
Put him in a sack.
Yeah.
But no, I'll say to him that I believe we should wait on the outskirts of the village and see if anybody is dumb enough to wander out. And if they don't, then at nighttime we will go in and find our bounty.
All right.
Okay.
We'll watch for now.
So you watch, and
Is there any kind of roles that we have to do for this? Like in D&D, you do like perception or investigation or something?
it depends on, I
Circumstance.
wasn't gonna do any
Right.
awareness, but I mean this is kind of just playing it by ear. Yeah. No, we won't do it now, but you wait until well after dark, and you hear some revelry going on in the town or the village, and out comes 2 women. They're like holding hands, skipping kind of away from the village, and they're probably about 20 feet away from you. They don't see you, and they start kissing in front of you. So obviously they're doing this hidden away from everybody else, but in full view of you and pretty much at your mercy. They don't see you right now. So if you want to sneak up on them, you can roll sneak.
Yeah, I want to sneak as close as I can until they notice me.
So
She's kissing the other one. I don't think they're gonna like you, Wrath.
Neither one of them looks strong, though.
yeah, it's not a point of them liking it.
God, Wrath is so rapey. I don't like it. Wildling, so he kind of has to be, but whatever.
Yeah. Does Corrigan want to stealth sneak as well?
I guess. This music is kind of...
Yeah, it's so yeah. It should be something completely different.
What? You hear me step on its stick. Probably.
So I doubt their awareness is very high, considering they're, getting it.
Let's see. So they don't pay attention or see you. They're busy as you walk up on them. What are you gonna do? Club them over the head?
Nah, I'm gonna whisper to Corrigan to cover the left one's mouth as I grab the right one, and then go and...
The mouth's already covered with their mouth.
Well, as I grab them, or as you grab them, make sure they don't scream. And then I'm going to reach for mine and try to keep her quiet.
So why don't you guys roll, like, fighting, it would be brawl, but, so just raw fighting.
Ooh. I got a brawl. I got brawl.
Yeah, then do it.
Whatever. Shh, be quiet.
Yeah, so you both basically are able to subdue them without them able to yell out, so you can go ahead and roleplay that as you want.
So my first question to the women will be, what were you doing out here all alone? You guys seem to be having fun.
If you give them any room to
Right.
speak, they're going to scream.
My hand's over her mouth. She can't answer you, right?
Well, I assume you have both of them in the
Yeah,
same,
I have
somewhere.
one and he has one.
Yeah.
I was just like saying
What's
it.
your idea? What now? What now, right?
Yeah,
What we do?
they kind of look. They kind of like look at you and they're like startled and they're kind of like resisting, but they're obviously can't get away. Clearly.
Do they have any jewelry on?
No, they're poor. They don't have
All right.
anything. They have like maybe hemp weaves and stuff like that.
Can we? I'm gonna instead of having to cover her mouth. Do you have rope? Or
Yeah,
would we?
You guys can have rope
Okay.
for sure. Yeah.
So I want to bind their hands or mine's hands, as well as put a piece of cloth in their mouth and then rope it so they can't scream.
That's doable.
She's gonna bite you.
She better not.
So you're able to secure them and gag them, no problem.
You're gonna do a fireman's carry.
And then as long as nobody else has followed them or out here with us, then we'll start taking our trophies back to the wall.
All right, so two wildlings with two women over their shoulders start hoofing it back north.
I try to find out which is the better looking one.
They're both pretty hideous. So.
I like this one. She has a beard like your mother.
All right, so you take them both north, and so you climbed the wall, defeated the crows, and took what you dared from the kneelers, which is women, on the south side of the wall. You would have been hailed by the elders and peers alike. It would be your day to shine. You would rise high in your tribe. Perhaps one day after Gar had died, you would become chieftain. Who knows how great you would become? When you returned, the wine and ale would flow, and the women would beg to be stolen from their beds again.
Ooh, we got wine north of the wall.
Yep. So that's the tutorial. So that's it.
That was
All
good.
right. Yeah, that's good. You had a lot of rolls in there.